Dover, December 17, 1903. Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Orville and Wilbur Wright lift off in a homemade flyer. 12 seconds, 120 feet. Two bicycle mechanics just rewrote the laws of war. The Army grabbed flight first, but the Navy, they were waiting for their guy. Eugene Burton Ely was born in Iowa in 1886, raised in Davenport. He wasn't a Navy officer. He was a civilian pilot working with Glenn Curtiss, the man building America's first practical airplanes. The Navy didn't have aviators yet, so when they wondered if planes could fly from ships, they turned to Curtiss and his crew. Ely was the one who said, "I'll do it." In November 1910, Ely flew a Curtiss pusher off the deck of the USS Birmingham. 2 months later, he landed on the USS Pennsylvania, using a crude tailhook system. People thought it was a daredevil stunt. Ely thought it was proof. He believed ships could host aircraft, and he showed the Navy how. The Navy borrowed a civilian daredevil, and he gave them carriers before carriers exist. The Navy saw the vision. By 1911, they had their first official aviators. Lieutenant Theodore Ellison, Naval Aviator No. 1, Lieutenant John Henry Towers, and Ensign Godfrey Chevalier. These men carried Ely's vision forward, training under Curtiss and proving that naval aviation wasn't just an idea. It was essential. By World War I, naval aircrafts weren't just experiments. They were out on patrol, scanning seas and chasing submarines. The idea Ely proved on a battleship deck had become a weapon. By World War II, that weapon grew teeth. At Midway in 1942, carriers decided the war's direction by sinking 4 Japanese ships in a single battle, turning the tide in the Pacific. At Leyte Gulf in 1944, carriers carried the fight across oceans by launching waves of aircraft that crippled the Japanese fleet and secured the Philippines. Ely gave the Navy its wings. World War II proved those wings could win wars. Through Korea, Vietnam, and the Cold War, Ely's vision kept evolving. Jets screamed off carriers. Nuclear-powered ships carried air wings across the globe, and the Navy proved it could project power anywhere. From the Gulf of Tonkin to Desert Storm, naval aviation was the tip of the spear. Ely's vision turned the ocean into a runway, and the Navy never looked back. Today, FA-18 Super Hornets, F-35C Lightnings II, and carrier strike groups keep Ely's tradition alive. The Navy has thousands of aviators flying missions from decks that stretch longer than the Wright's first flight. And Ely's vision didn't stop at carriers. It inspired the culture of naval aviation itself. From its tailhook to the Navy Fighter Weapons School, better known as Top Gun, his belief that ships and planes belong together shaped the way aviators train, fight, and win. Ely died young in 1911, just 24 years old, in a crash at an air show. But his vision outlived him. From his first flight to today's Top Gun pilots, naval aviation carried America's fight for more than a century. But the story isn't finished. If one man's vision could launch naval aviation, what visions today will launch the Navy's next chapter? This has been Dover History, where legacy is told one story at a time. See you next time. If you liked today's video, give it a like. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss what's next. And thanks for being part of Dover History, where history is remembered even if others have forgotten.